Agud Chodesh Raboisai. Welcome to all the guests. Your name?
Shmuel Weinstock.
Shmuel Weinstock from Flatbush. Since Ksubis? Since?
I donated Ksubis.
You donated Ksubis. What's before?
Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah. Nice. Givaldig. Okay, welcome. Who else? What's your name? You're not new? What's your name? A.B. Bracha. First time I ever heard that name in Malay. Wow.
Shmuel Eliwat.
Where's Shmuel Eliwat? No, that's right. I want to say again, a grace to Moshe Einhorn. And I'm gonna speak about those guys later, but I want to talk about you. Yishkoyach for putting together. Yishkoyach for being. There's always that one guy that gets up the nachshon and does it. So Yishkoyach for being that person. We have a special message. We were looking for this Reb Mordechai. The guy in the center with the white yarmulke, he comes to the Hebrew shir. Like the Olam was, where is he? Now we found him. He's in Flatbush. This is a monastery. How do you say it? No, monasteritz. Monasteritz? That's where it is? So at 12:30 in the morning, they got together. It even made it to Sparks of a Nation today. Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Paris Chaim Levine looks excited in that one. So anyways, they made it. A Moiridik video by Shmuley Lichtman of the Shabbaton last year. I think this is the best one. That's what I've seen. I want you to pay attention to the props. Even like the Hadlakas Neiros of when the women light candles, the gate of the Gemara of Shas. Check this out. I think you're going to enjoy this one. Shmuley Lichtman. So beautiful. Look at that background. Mamish like the Beis Medrash. All types of Yidden. The Mount Shreimla. Oh, this is whatever. Not everybody got that. I'll show you in a second. Dave Sharfman. The flags were half. It was right after October 7th. Everybody got that suitcase with shtick, merch. This year's going to be even nicer. On the walls, Shabbos of Chizuk, the lasers going. You're only digging from it. See, we have Shlomi Daskil. What's beautiful is not the word, I'm telling you. It was over the top. That was part of the show. This is all Erev Shabbos, taking Erev Shabbos, so it wasn't. Now, Havdalah, they did a beautiful Havdalah, which I missed. I had to prepare shir. But this is Havdalah. I heard it was nice. Surgeries, end of the year.
Welcome to the MDY first CM on behalf of Shas.
The Tata. Yom Schwartz. Reb Nachman. Reb Zalman. Stefansky. It's gonna be nice, man. They have David name. Why? Mark Ashkenazi. The Oilam danced like that till 2, I'm not even at 2:30 in the morning. Not because, stop, the Oilam wanted to. The Oilam was on a high, speaking money. Huh? It's done well. Shmuley, listening, great job, Shmuley. Look at that. It was why you next. Look at Avi Kamiansky, our boy said, look at Avi Kamiansky, not moving his mouth. He didn't say anything. He's the only guy. He's in shock. He thought it's like in the morning. He also in the morning. It's like, the only guy. I looked. Should we do that again just to see him? Oh my goodness.
Watch it again, the whole thing.
No, you know what? Whoever's editing maybe could throw that in. I don't know. Rabbi, I want to show you. I did not get this. I was very upset. Somebody put this away from me. Like you get linen, certain rooms get linen and embroidered towels and all that with a picture of a certain Magid. That's not me sleeping in the bed. A phone stand, a whole thing. No, everybody got a lot of stuff, but this is like the VIP. So he said, don't worry, so they put it aside and somebody took it. Somebody saw it and they took it. So I don't have these towels, unfortunately. One piece of merch that I'm missing. Yeah, very sad. And interesting, listen to this, Rabbi Isai email. We're going back to how the non-Jewish people do Yerusha. An interesting point regarding the Goyish perspective on inheritance in the case of simultaneous deaths. In English law, the older person is presumed to have died first. This made a difference in 2016, a case of Scarlet versus Scarlet, where a couple died of hypothermia. Their bodies were found only found a week later when their neighbors raised the alarm. At this point, the couple's 2 daughters, stepsisters from previous marriages, who were such good daughters that they left their parents to die from the cold and lie undiscovered for a week, contested the estate. As it cannot be proven who died first, the wife's daughter was awarded the full estate, as the wife was 10 years younger than her husband. And by law, it says the English law is the older one dies first, even though we have no... David Halter, your cousin. Hi, Rebelli. A few days ago was my father's yard side as a schos. I binge watched for Yeshir the Masechet of Kiddushin Zgula to get married for about 24 hours straight. Your voice played in my head all night long. Now listen to this idea. Never heard this one before. You know, sometimes you walk by a house and you can see them watching football or whatever it is on the big screen. He did the same thing just with the shear. He left his window wide open and played the shear on a 65-inch screen. So people walk by. He says he got at least 2 people. Listen to this. I watch you on my 65-inch screen with moving pictures, and many people walking past my house were very inspired. At least 2 people came over to me in shul and told me that they started watching your Daf Yomi now because they saw me watching it through my open window.
They want to go out and get 65-inch screens.
If you bring 2 people to share, we will give you a 65-inch screen so you could continue being Mizakid Oilam. Just remember to close the window when you're not watching the shir. Keep up the amazing work, Avi. Keep quoting the Maral for us Chaim Berliners. Rabbi said 2 people. This is from Gershi Rose. He says it became the norm to learn on the plane, and this is not a staged picture. He says, and this is the famous Yitzi Eisenthal. I think he's coming to we said he's coming to the Shabbaton. So here you can see a side view of him if you want to know what he looks like. Now at Tikvathon, Siyam Hashas, MDY's one and only representative in Antwerp, Yitzi Eisenthal from Antwerp. Rabbi Isai, the Masechet responsible and safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Parnassa Chodesh, Linishmas Chaya Ben Moshe, Linishmas Chaya Bas Yosef. The Olam is reminded that since it's Rosh Chodesh, there's an inyan to eat something special on Rosh Chodesh. Even on Shabbos, you're supposed to add something. So on a weekday also, you add a little bit lekaved, like a yontif for Rosh Chodesh. Parnassa Chodesh, Linishmas Chaya Ben Moshe, Linishmas Chaya Bas Yosef. Parnassa Chodesh, Yosef Ben Chaya, Sara for Parnassa B'revach. Parnassa Chodesh, Tzvi Spero, Refuah Shleimah for Itamar Efraim Ben Chai Beliма. The 4th Parnassa Chodesh, Refuat hanefesh and guf from Breina Bina bat Miriam baila, or Bracha bat Breina Bina, Netanel Kalev ben Ura Bracha. Parnassa Shavuah, Refuah Shleimah for Yosef Chaim Shmuel ben Alta Nechama from his grateful family, Refuah Shleimah. Parnassa Shavuah, Alen Kahen, Lili Neshama of my mother, Yocheved Mina bat Avraham. Parnassa Yoim, Lezivik Hogam Moshe Shimon ben Chaya Sara, Hatzlacha v'siyat Shmaya Pinchas Zev ben Zissel. The art of the month was schus for Eli and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. Rabbi said we're holding by Yahud Amar Chavrei, we're trying to finish up the Perek here. The good news is it's not such good news for Magachir, but the daf is very, very short, daf Kuf Samach, and extremely, extremely easy, on the very easy side of things. So we're finishing up, and this is also something that we did word for word, finishing up the prokim about Yerusha. Mamish, the 2 prokim, Yishnoichlem and Misha Meis. Let's see, I didn't take a look. It was a long time ago that we start, wow, in the Chofs, in the Kuf Tazayin. Wow. Do the math, somebody quickly. Kuf, Yud, Aleph, Kuf Tes. Oh my, I didn't realize it's so far away.
There you go.
Kuf Ches to Kuf Samach. 108 to 160. 52, almost 2 months we've been doing the Yerusha thing. Wow, I didn't realize it's so long. Okay, we are finally finishing up. I think it was a little bit more challenging those days. The 100 days that prior to that were extremely easy. Then we had that. Okay, great. So says the Gemara. So I'll remind the Olam that we had this sugya 100% all. Look at this. You guys remember this? Oi, what happened? This one. Trump Towers. These are in North Miami Beach. They call the Trump Towers. And there's a shaila, not a shaila, it says over here that Trump Towers, Trump only sold his name. He took a few $1 million and he gave them the right, but it's not his tower. So now there's a situation where somebody purchases from Trump all Trump properties in Florida. So he's thinking to himself, he's going to get Mar-a-Lago, he's going to get, and then his main focus is on Trump Towers. These are, I forgot how many floors, 50, 60, I forgot what it is, something crazy, 40. Massive buildings worth, back in the day, we said already, it's hundreds of millions of dollars. And they tell him, bad news, you thought you're getting a good deal, but the fact that you bought something for $400 or $500 million, you only get one place called Mar-a-Lago. And the Trump Towers is somebody else's. Why? Because it's just the name. It's not his. He doesn't own it. A famous Maisa with 2 guys watching the news, and they're showing a guy about to commit suicide. So one guy turns to the other and he says, I bet you he's going to jump. He says, I bet you he's not going to jump. So they put down $100. And sure enough, the guy jumps. She says, okay, give me the $100. She says, here's the $100. He says, you know what? I don't want to take $100. The truth is, I saw the news before, so I already knew what's going to happen. So the other guy says, yeah, I also saw the news before, but I didn't think he's going to do it twice. So this is, Taisa says, I don't understand. This is the second time in the Masechta. You see from here, Lamaisa, you see from here, they could say over a good story at least once every 100 days or whatever it is. It's the Chaya from the Gemara. There was one piece of land that was actually called Barsisin, Trump Towers. It's called Barsisin, but it's not really his. People call it that, but it's not really part of his. Also, so he said, no. This goes to the Lekeach. So over here we have Lekeach. And Rava argues with his Rebbe, Dina Hachi. Why should I give it to the purchaser? The purchaser has to prove. Who's sitting in the Trump Towers right now? The owner. He owns it. He has chazaka. So you want to take it out? You have to prove that that's what you meant also. So look, you see how it says? Lekeach hamoicha. That's the Gemara of Rami the Rav Nachman. Easy question to answer. The Gemara asks, but you see that's the exact opposite. That they're going to say, look at the chart for a second. The Rav Nachman now says you give it to the Lekeach, and later on he says you give it to the Moicher. And Rava says you give it to the Moicher, and now he's going to say give it to the Lekeach. It's a contradiction. The answer is going to be very obvious within the words. Guy walks into his house. He says, excuse me, what are you doing here? What do you mean, what am I doing here? I purchased it from you. And not only that, I've been sitting here for 3 years. I was sitting in the inner room. I lived in the inner room. You weren't really bothering me. Once in a while, I would walk out, I would see you sitting there, I would wave to you. What do you mean? You made a chazaka. You made a chazaka in my place. So he tells the guy that had it before, the guy that's sitting there for 3 years, he tells him, you have to bring a raya. In other words, look at the chart. Rav Nachman says now, who gets it? The original guy, the guy that was in the inner room, there's one guy that sat there for 3 years, and he claims, I bought it. So, you bought it, you're the purchaser? So you bring a raya. Let's give it to the seller, the guy that's in the inner room, the guy that knocked on the door and said, what are you doing here? The other guy is sitting there for 3 years, you're the guy that knocked on the door, now you become the moitzi. You have to bring the raya. So let's give it to the purchaser. So we have Kashi the Rav, the Rav Nachman, the Rav Nachman. The Gemara says the obvious answer. Rav is super consistent. Rav has said in both cases, Hamoitzi mechaveroi olavaraya. There's no contradiction. It just so happens to be that in our case of Bar Sisin, the Trump Towers, who's the muhzak? Who's the guy that's sitting in the tower? The original owner. And in our case that we just mentioned here, where the guy knocked on the door, and he says, what time did you go to sleep, Ashi?
Don't ask.
I'm asking.
About close to 2.
2?
Oh, close to.
Wow. Very nice. So, now in this case, this one over here, he says, he was in the inner one. Says Rava, but who's the machzik? Who was there for 3 years? The buyer. So the owner has to bring a raya to the buyer. It doesn't go by, we don't go by buyer and seller, says Rava. We go by who's the machzik. In both cases, we have different machzik. Sometimes it's the buyer that's the machzik. Sometimes it's the loiker that's the machzik. Depending on the situation, the other person has to bring a raya. In the Trump Tower case, the owner, the original owner of the Trump Towers, he's the machzik. In this case of the guy knocking on the door, the owner is the guest. He showed up from a different country, and he's the one that wants to pull it out. So he has to bring a raya. That explains away Rav and Rava. The Rav leikashach moichi koi b'nichse yosem leikach koi b'nichse. The Rav Nachman the Rav leikashach even the Omer debei bar sisin u'mekai debei sisin. This is like also gewaldige spara. When a guy says I'm buying Trump Towers, he means Trump properties. He means everything that's Trump Towers, Trump golf course, whatever it is, all Trump. And now the owner of Trump Tower has to prove that the lab the bar sisini, that it's not Trump, that's something else. But in our case, with the inner room and the outer room, the guy claims what? What does he claim? I was here for 3 years. Chazaka for 3 years, Rabbi Isa, is no different than the guy says, here's my shtar. What's chazaka? Chazaka means this is my proof. Typically, you have to hold on to a shtar for 3 years. If you're in somebody's house for a little bit over 3 years, now you no longer have to carry a shtar with you. You can say, I was here for 3 years. So he has a shtar. Let's pretend he had a shtar. More than a chazaka. He has a shtar. Somebody comes and knocks on the door. This is my house. I have a shtar. Okay, let's see if it's a good shtar. Bring it to Bezdin. Let's be mekayim it. You have to prove that the chazaka is a good chazaka, and therefore it's not a contradiction. It makes a lot of sense why Rav Nachman said in one case lekeach, in the other case he said moicher hadran aloch mishemeis, hadran aloch mishemeis, hadran aloch mishemeis. Daf Kuf Samach, completely different topic. We're not talking about Yerushas. We're talking about Gita now. Why is it here in this Masechta? See, it's not even a get. It could be any shtar. Get Pashat. In the time of the Tanaim, there was something called a get Mekushar. There's a regular get or shtar. It's all documents. This is a regular get. There's a real get. Hard to come by, right? We had to literally twist somebody's arm to write this. It's illegal to write a get in Eretz Yisrael if you're not really getting divorced. So we did something illegal for this year. There's a get mikusher. A get mikusher, I'll show it, describe it. That was something that was done in the time of the earlier Tanaim, and slowly it faded away. to the point where Rebbe, who wrote the Mishnah, was a Tana, didn't seem to know what it was and how it works. By the time the Amoraim were over, especially in the beginning of the Rishonim, there's no such thing as get mekusher. Today, get mekusher is illegal because we don't know how to do it. If you put the aid in the wrong place, and it's machlokes where to put this and how to write that, you do one thing that's wrong and the woman is not divorced. And the shtar is not a shtar. So we don't have a get mekusher. It's not even a topic for us. Yet, it's in the time of the Gemara, we have to see how it works. So, I have to, just before I came this year, somebody sent me a voice note, which was very mechazik, and this is typical MDY. A Hasidic guy from the Shir, he took it upon himself to make sure that a certain YU, we'll call them a YU family, could come to the Shabbaton. Because he said that he's his mishpacha. He met him at last year's Shabbaton, and they came extremely close. They speak every Friday. And he took upon himself to come to Shabbaton. To the point that somebody else, and he kept on going with this message, he said that somebody else wants to donate his own room. He can't afford 2 rooms. He wants to give up his room so that another family could come. So there's behind the scenes, things are going on. This guy's raising money for this guy's raising for this guy. Guys, he said, I just want you to know what's going on with your mishpacha. Mishpacha's MDY. Shkoyach, you know who you are. And I don't want to mention any names so that there shouldn't be anybody shouldn't, maybe somebody will be a little, I don't know, uncomfortable or whatever. So, again, this, I don't know, Gary, if you could zoom in here. This is a regular star. I'm going to point over here where to zoom in. Let's see if you can zoom over to my finger. Donald Ben Trump. This is a get for Donald Ben Trump. And these are the signatures on the actual star. So this is a regular star. You could sell a house like this. You could write a divorce. This is 12 lines, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get is 12, so 12 lines. Gimel plus test. That's why it's called a get. But anyway, fine. Who signed there? Avram Eliyahu and Shimon Gagir. Yosef. Okay, whatever. Fine. Gagir. Avram Gagir. Avi Gagir. Is he here? And Yosef. I got it. Okay. We know what a get pashat is. This is a get pashat. What is a get mekusher? So get mekusher, let's see. We'll do a little demonstration. And it's deliberately done so that you go real slow. Okay? So this is a blank piece of paper. You write some words on the top, and you try to make it into a fan. So you go, okay, fine. It's going to be hard for him to, don't mind my handwriting. Fine. Some words here. You write the date, yeah? Bereshit B'Shabbos. You take this, and then you fold it. Fold it like this, nicely. Okay. So, these are the words right over here. And then you need a signature on the other side of the words, over here. So, you take it. I'm going to sign my name. Okay. Right on top. Fine. Signature. Now, we go like this. Let's see if I can find it here. It's here somewhere. Oh, yeah, it does need to take time. Here, I moved it. Here. You take this, and we're going to be Makasher. We're going to tie it down. We're going to sew it. So you go like this, yeah? I'm tying it. Nice, geschmack. I'm going to go over here. Ow!
Careful.
Yeah, I gotta be careful.
That happens to be so many times already.
That's right, I used to be an embroiderer. You want to do it for us? You know how to do this?
It's 2 o'clock.
Oh, forget it.
Close to. No, not 2 o'clock. Close to. Close
Anyway,
to.
fine. Fine. Rabbi, so here we go. We tie it. You saw today. You don't do that. You just go like this. Fine.
Oh my God, I love it.
You're sitting close. You got to be quiet. Yeah. Next. What are we writing here? Oh, Donald Trump is divorcing his wife. So you write Donald. Oy vey. This is the first guy. Donald Ben Trump. All right, here you see Donald Ben Trump. Now we're going to fold it. Halavai. Okay, now right over here it says Donald over here, so now we have to sign over here. Okay, your guest there. You sign right over here. Take your time. I mean, we're doing a get mekusher over here. It's all about taking up a lot of time. So we have Donald over here, we have his signature over here, and now we're going to sew it. Zmanazeh sewing. Maybe we put a few over here also. Why not? Okay, 1 minute. Now, where's my pen? Right over here. Watch your finger. Okay, Brooklyn. This takes place in Bronx. I'm just gonna do Bronx. Having yeah, there's more words. So now we fold it again, like this, and like this. Geschmack. You see, it looks like a fan a little bit. No. So now it says Bronx over here, so we have to sign a name over here. This is the third aid here. You, Nachman, Bechavod. Wow. Do slow. How much time did we take up already? I'll explain to you why. Oh, so now we have this with this. We have to tie it. Hold on. Where's the stapler? This. Oh no, like this. Okay. Imagine if I had to sew the whole thing. It would be much gewaldig. This part over here, Rabbi Isai, this is where they write the regular language of every get. It's called a typhus. So we write typhus. Oh, my pen is coming in. All right, typhus. This whole area is typhus. The area that we wrote on top is called the tyrif, with a tough. This is going to be the standard language. The top part is going to be the special language. The day is unique to today. Donald is unique to Donald. Bronx is Bronx. The rest says you are mutter to the world. Blah 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 blah. So this Rabbi said right over here is a get mekusher. Why? As the Gemara is going to explain, it was designed for kohanim who, if they divorce their wives, they can't remarry that wife, and it's to slow them down, to calm them down. They have, well, we'll see in the Gemara. So we deliberately, another sewing. This could take a whole day to do this, and by that time he already calms down. Now let's see the Mishnah. Get pashut edav mitoichai. When you have a regular star, let's get the star. This one. This thing was not cheap. This is a few $100s, by the way. A regular star, edav mitoichai. The edim are inside. Mikushar, this guy, where are the edim? On the outside. The edim are over here, behind the words. The words are inside, the edim on the outside. Pashut shekasvei edav machairav. If you take this kind of star, regular star or get, and the edim sign over here, obviously it's puzzle. But if you, and if you take this kind of get and the edim are inside, shneim psulim, it is puzzle, just like a pasha that you put the edim on the outside. So we had once in Gittin, the beginning of Gittin, Daf Zayin, Reb Chanina ben Gamliel. He might be the regular Chanina. Some people say it's the regular Reb Chanina, or even it's spelled with a hey sometimes. Reb Chanina, the Gemara over there says that a person should not put extra fear to his family. Don't be that, because one time, because of this extra fear that he did, he almost ate Aver Menachai. Here we have the Gemara right over here. That we remember, Avada we remember. Emi Yisera. He came home and there was like a thigh of an animal missing. It was like, where's the thigh? And they went, they cut off a thigh from a live animal and they put it in there. No, we found it. We found the pulke. And he almost ate Aver Menachai. Just to be clear over here, this again, this is the Tairif, the top part. The Taifus is the bottom where the regular Lashon is. Risha, Ushtalab, and Ifshaichi, Ushlata, whatever. And the Chatimis are in the bottom. We have Gershon ben Gary and Marad ben Akash. Gevaldik, Edom. This is a guy sewing. This is the new shtick from AI. You put in a picture from AI and then you get this. It just like adds little interesting stuff. There's a funny one later coming on. Okay. So says the Mishnah, Reb Chanina ben Gamliel, he argues, if in this star, this tied down star, you put the Edom inside, it's kosher. Why? It's very simple. What if you ripped it open? So now it becomes a regular get, and it has Edom inside. What's the problem? So the Gemara is going to explain what that means. It depends where you live. It depends what the minhag is. Get pashut, and this is also super simple. Everything is simple today. Get pashut, Edom b'shnayim. You only need 2 Edom on a regular get. Umekusher b'shloisha. This get, you need minimum, not 3. Minimum 3. If we were to go and make another fold, you would need a Mendy to sign it. You need a 4th aid. Every fold needs 8. But there's a minimum of 3, and if you do 2 instead of 3, it's possible. Get Pasha Deid B'shnayim Umekusher b'shloisha. Pasha shekazah by Eid Echad. This is mamish pashat. It's like not a play on words. If you have a regular get with 1 aid, obviously it's going to be possible. Umekusher, this is the chiddush. Shekazah by Shnei Eidim. Shnei Psulim. Both types of gitim. If you have 2 instead of 3, it's possible. Says the Gemara, Minan Emili. We're going to bring 3 sources. 2 of them are super similar. How do you know that there's even a concept of a get kosher? How do you know there's a second type of get? There's a regular star that has 2 Eidim, and that's it, on the front. Where do we come up with this whole thing? Says the Gemara, Chanina, the Omar Cross, Sodis Bakesiv Hiknu, Uchsoy Basev V'chasoy. Yirmiyah, because Baruch told Yirmiyah, you're going to go to Gullus, but don't worry, you'll be back very soon. Tell Klal Yisrael to buy real estate in Eretz Yisrael, and this will emphasize the point that we're coming back. We're not going for a long time, we're coming back. But he told them how to do it. Make sure you have a star, put it in a sealed thing that the star will last long. Sign it up. Rabbi said, what is the taich? The taich. V'chasoim. What does it mean? If you read the pasuk, what does it mean? V'chasoim. You shall sign. But that's not the taich. V'chasoim means to, who said? Seal. It means to seal. So therefore, the Gemara understands from this word that it means a get mekusher. You're sealing the get. You're sewing it up. You're sealing it. So you should have Eidim that testify. That's a get pashut. We're going to do the turning of the daf, Kidnovations LLC. Oh no!
I told you yesterday, I said last day, you paid no attention.
I did pay that. You didn't tell me that we're going back to tell Kidnovations. I love him dearly, but we got to chop it down to 2 lines. In honor of my uncle, Rebbitzen Stefansky official, it should be a schus for Akiva Simcha Ben Fayga, shidduch for Yosef Chaya, and thank you to Rebbitzen Stefansky. My Rebbitzen is moichel to say her name every day. We'll say it once, and that's it. A thank you to, and that's it. We're going to stop there. Rebbitzen Stefansky giving up her husband the cloud. It should be a schus for a year filled with mazel bracha, tzlacha, Parnassa B'revach and Refuah. Oh, listen to this one. Donnie Fine and Rob Ernst of, that's how you pronounce it? Yeah. Of Elite Israel Realty, welcoming all the new Olim. Proudly standing with you on your, oh, come on. Probably standing with you on your Aliyah journey and finishing Shas together. Finishing Shas together will do, Donnie. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not only nothing wrong, we like it. What did he say? Who said? He said, Donnie? I should do it. A guy was here, a guy that came to Shir yesterday. He walked me home and I'm almost home. He says, could I ask you a personal question? I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I don't understand why you don't make Aliyah. I was like, what do you mean I live here for 11 years. No, you didn't make Aliyah. I'm like, I didn't know that you, like, if you live in Israel, you don't make Aliyah, you didn't make Aliyah. In certain circles, if you don't make Aliyah, you didn't make Aliyah. You have to make Aliyah. No, you don't. You have to live in Eretz Yisrael. Avram Avinu, all these people, they didn't make Aliyah. Sorry.
You pay taxes though, Avram.
They don't get involved with taxes. Taxes. Aliyah. To make Aliyah.
When the Jews pay taxes, what are you talking about?
And he told me he leaves the country for 7 weeks at a time. He works in America, which is Givaldic. Has the best shalom bais of anybody here in this room. He leaves 7 times besides Avi, who also leaves. You also leave for 7 weeks at a time. The three of you could compete. And then I said, listen, I'm more aliyah than you. I don't go for 7 weeks. No, he's aliyah. I didn't make aliyah. I'm a student here. The chasoim means to seal. Zemekusha. This is it. Vo'ed. What does Eid mean? Shnayim. Eidim shloisha. Here we have the pasuk in case you want to see. Here it says Vo'ed Eidim. He didn't. We should actually make the words Vo'ed Eidim also different colors. You see that? Because this is Kobe threw this in for us. Yishkoyach Kobe. Vo'ed Eidim. 2 different words. Eid is 2. Eidim is 3. Hakeitzad. Obviously it's not 1. It can't be 1. You can't give 1 Eid. Hakeitzad. Shnaim lepashut, shlosh lemakusher. It must be that the 2 are for a regular get and 3 are for the makusher get shtar. As the Gemara who told you, maybe this get right over here requires 2 edim, and the simple get needs 3. Says the Gemara, the answer, we're going to say it 3 times this answer. That's why I'm telling you, it's a super easy sugya. Since we take a lot of time, deliberately. You have all these chumras, you have to sew it, and you have to tie it, and you have to do all these funny things. So that makes sense that you're going to add another aid. And now that we know the reason, I already cheated and I told you the reason that we want the kohanim to slow down. So it makes a lot of sense that this is a slowing down kind of document. Add as many aidim as you can. This guy, until he finds his pen, until he knows how to sign his name, takes time. So that's it. Now we're going to have that answer 3 times. Ravam says, very similar from the same story of Yirmiyah, but a different pasuk. Here's the pasuk if you want to see it inside. The mitzvah, says the Gemara. That's a simple, that's the regular shtar, the regular get that we're familiar with. By the way, the Medrash says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't want to destroy Yerushalayim as long as Yirmiyah Navi was in Yerushalayim. So therefore, he made him go out and purchase the field from his cousin Hanamel, who was in Anasais. So once he left Anasais, then he was able to destroy. There's another measure that says that they were good friends. Yirmiyah and Nebuchadnezzar are very good friends. And they made a deal. Nebuchadnezzar told him, listen, I'll give you a whole day or whatever it is to take all your people out. Whoever you can take out, you can take out. The problem was that when he came to destroy it, he wasn't there. He was in Anasais. And unfortunately, the deal never happened. There's a question on it. It seems like Yirmiyah was in Yerushalayim. They made the deal in Yerushalayim, not in Anasais. The field was in Anasais, not them. Okay. Says the Gemara, says right in the pasuk, it's a chasam. Chasam means sealed, right? Not signed, sealed. Zeh mekusha. That's again mekusha. Vesa galui. What does galui mean? Rabbi said this part right over here, what we call the taifes. Zeh pashaship and mekusha. That's the. This doesn't have to be sewn, right? Maybe I didn't emphasize. This bottom part is not sewn. This is the taifes. This everybody has. So this remains open. Zeh galui. This is the revealed part. In Yiddish is a word, interschrift. Interschrift. In English, it's underwriting.
It's not underwriting. Underwriting means...
Hold on. Let me finish my sentence, please. In Yiddish, again, In Yiddish, there's a word called Interschrift. In English, there's something called underwriting. So perhaps it comes but the Interschrift in German, it comes from that Mikar. Like there's the writing on top, and then there's the underwriting. Today we use the underwriting for something else. You underwrite something, but the lashon underwriting from this says the Gemara. Hamitzvah v'hachukim elu dvarim shebein pashel lemekusher. What does hamitzvah v'hachukim mean? These are the differences between a regular get and a mekusher get. That what? Okay, so where are the differences? Ze edav shnayim, ze edav shloisha. One of them has 2 edim, one has 3. No chidushim here. Ze edav mitoich, ze edav acharav. One has the edim, the pashat has the edim on the regular side, and the other one has the edim on the outside. Says the Gemara, maybe we should have 3 edim in a regular get, 2 edim in a someone get the mitoich nisravik sharav nisraba beida. Once we made it slow, we make it super slow with X-ray. When you read this pasuk, everybody has the same question. You'll kill a man based on the 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses. Why do you need 3? If 2 is enough, why do you need 3? I learned this idea that a get mekusher needs 3 edim from this pasuk. That's what it means. Al pi shnayim, regular get. Al pi shloisha, get mekusher needs. Maybe it means that a regular get needs 3 and a get mekusher needs 2. Since I am trying to slow it down, so I slow it down with other edim. Says the Gemara, you think these 3 psukim are for what you just said? No. Each one has its own pshat. Yirmiyah is trying to tell Klal Yisrael how to do it the best way. But we're going to Galus. We're not coming back next year. We're coming back 70 years later, wherever. Who knows where the Edom are going to be then? Most of the Edom might be in a different world. Make sure you have good documentation. Make sure it lasts. Make sure you have rayas that your studies are there and that you can come back to them. What about the second pasuk? That was the exact maisa. We want to tell you what happened with Chanamel, that he bought a field from Chanamel. What do we do with the 3? What happens if you have Edom Zayimim? Here, the famous Edom Zayimim picture. Just this one is upgraded with AI. Here we have Hasidim learning. Hasidim also wear bathing suits, by the way. The sneas, we added the tzitzis, the whole thing, Gevaldik. They have MDY Svarim, and sometimes they learn with strimals also. It's very realistic. The fact that one of them once had 6 toes, we took care of that. It's a bathing strimal. Oh, a Schwimmstrimal it's called. A Schwimmstrimal. You can buy it on our merch site. It's coming up. Rabbi said, take a look at the 3rd one down. Take a look at his mouth. AI, it's geschmack. He just heard a good joke over there. All right. Givaldik. What happened was, these 4 guys said that they saw somebody kill someone. Come 2 witnesses and say, Imanu Yisam, we were on a cruise, and you were with us. We were in a different country. We're in Greece, and you were on the cruise that day. It's impossible that you saw the Ritzicha. Question, can 2 people testify against 4 people and kill all 4 of them? So from this pasuk, Shnayim Shloisha, that's how the Tanna Kama learns. The Rebbe Akiva says, no, you can't learn from here. Not that you can't learn, it's too simple, you don't need to learn that. So what does he learn from it? He learns that what if you have 3 witnesses that come and say, these 4, okay? These 4 guys. One of them we were able to prove that he was on a cruise, not all 4. One of them. We kill that one, right? What happens to the testimony? Is it a good testimony, not good testimony? We only got 1. We remain with 3 good witnesses that testify that they saw somebody kill someone. Not a good testimony. Why? It's 1 group. Once you poke a hole in the group, they're all out. So it comes out a murder thing. Listen to this. And from here I want to go to Einhorn. The Gemara says that if you're part of a bad group, you're like the whole group. You ruin the whole group. one guy is bad, the whole thing is bad. So when it comes to Kedusha and mitzvahs, it's the same thing. If one guy buys bagels for the whole shear, and you pitch in, you give him 20 shekel, 100, whatever it is, it's as if you did the whole thing also. It's not, oh, I only got 20 shekels worth. So every one of you, I don't know, raise your hands, wherever you are, yishkoyach for participating, yishkoyach. You twice in a row. You want to take credit for 2 days.
If you did it once, as if you did it again, you group.
Exactly. If you did it once, it comes out that you were a helper, you did it both days. I'll feel what you're saying. So anyways, if 2 guys get one guy to join the daf, they have the schus kilo, they did the whole thing, and everybody take it to their own thing, but that's how it works. If you're a part of a chabura that's doing a great thing, don't look at yourself like, oh, I'm only 10% of it, how much should I do? No, we view you as 100%. That's how HaKadosh Baruch Hu views you, 100%. Just like with bad, HaKadosh Baruch Hu views you as 100%, you're out, the whole group's out, you're in, the whole group's in, everybody, you're all part of it. Weiter. Ella says the Gemara. Finally, all these rayas that we brought are not real rayas. They're what we call an asmachta. It's a sign from Hashem. El mekushim in the Rabbanon. This idea, this get that we tied up over here is all in the Rabbanon. Ukroya asmachta ba'alma. And Rabbanon found a source to their halacha in the Torah. The Ari Shonim that learned. We once had it. I don't remember where it is. We have to find it. Let's say that an asmachta is a lot more than a kiss from Hashem. Oh, I said in halacha. I found a very similar pasuk by Yirmiyah. No. Hashem deliberately put that pasuk in there so that you should find it and come up with your halacha. In other words, it's not as strong as a dairaisa, but it's very, very strong. Like Hashem wants this halacha and He puts this pasuk in there, and for you to like lean on that pasuk. Some Rishonim that learn like that. Why did Chacham do this? Rabbi said, who the Kohanim here? I know Donnie's a Kohen. Who else?
Waiting for my socks.
Your socks. David, do you have an anger issue? Are you an angry kind of guy? No. How about you, Donnie? Are you an angry kind of guy? Do you get really mad? You get really mad sometimes.
By nature, yes.
By nature, yes. What about you? Eitan? You only fight with Rashi. What about you, Reb Nachum? So Reb Nachum is not. He's a faker. He said he is because he knows what's coming up in this Gemara. David, I don't know. You're the only Kohen here sometimes. The Gemara seems to say the Kohanim have an anger issue. They have an anger issue. Answer the Kohanim havu v'avakapdi tuva, and they get very angry. Umegarshin eshayu, and they could divorce their wives, and they have a major issue that other people don't. Once they divorce their wives, here, this is what Asher the Kohanim looks like. There's a few of them, but it gets better. Or this here, Rabbi say about this guy. This is Nachum Katz on Purim. David, you're out. You don't have the genes. It's not genetic by you. It's not. Shalom Yisrael. There was one of the Kohanim, I forgot, I wrote his name down, Reb Simcha HaKohen Kaplan. He said, it's not pshat that Kohanim are angrier than regular people. They're just, Kohanim are zrizim. They just get angrier quicker. He was a Kohen, so he said it.
They get angry because they don't have patience for people who are too slow.
Oh, okay, they don't have patience. So did they do that? Mendy said over from his chassan teacher, there's a chassan teacher that says this, and I think it's an important line. You're not all going to admit to it, but that's because you don't have good marriages. He says, the chassan teacher tells every chassan, he says, there's going to come a day that you're going to look at your wife and you're going to think to yourself, this is the worst woman in the world. I have no idea why I married her. And the good news is that the next day, you're going to forget about it completely and it's all good. And that's the issue. Sometimes you look at your wife, you want to kill her. Or some people, like an Arab, is going to say, katla, katla, katla. All you do is 3 words and she's gone. So Chacham say, whoa, slow down. Refuat Yosef comes flying in there. I want to divorce my wife right now. And Refuat said, no, slow down. He says, no, now. They didn't know what to do with him. So Refuat said, okay, fine. Let's call the Sofer. He calls the Sofer, and they start writing. An hour later, Refuat Yosef reads out the get, and the husband says, that's not my name. What is it? Okay, so we have to write it again. The kids are, By the time it was over, it was already Shkia. He says, come back tomorrow. This is not working out. And the guy came the next day, he says, I'm Vater Shalom Yisrael. So you can't just get divorced like that. And if a Kohen gets divorced, he mamish messes up his life. He can't be Mekayim the mitzvah of Machzor Grushosai. V'adi Rabbanon Takanto, Adoch V'ochi, Miyat V'datayu. So Chacham said, let's do this very slow process. And hopefully people... So that's what we do. We do. A regular get takes a very long time. It takes time. And especially today, they send you back 400 times. It takes 3 years to get divorced. Ask anybody. Okay, so there's a little bit more, especially takana. And we don't... And ask the Gemara, that's great with the get. Why do we make this takana in all stars? To do a star mekusha. When you do real estate, you should also tie it like that. If you say that this kind of star of real estate is no good, so people might come to say that this kind of get is no good, and then you have Eishes walking around. So they said everything is good, Mekusha is great. Rabbi Sai, have a good Chodesh, have a wonderful day.